Good afternoon, Libra. It was very formal, wasn't it? Welcome to your work and career reading for October 2020. I hope this lovely, windy, sunny day that we're having in the UK is finding all of you well, regardless of where you are in the world. I wanted to thank you all once again for all the likes, the shares, the comments, and everyone who's subscribed to the channel. If you haven't already, then I would really appreciate you doing so, because it just helps to keep the channel afloat and to be noticed more by YouTube, which then in turn means the videos are seen more often. So yeah, that would be great if you could join us. That would be really good. We're building up quite a little community here, so you know it's really nice. So yeah. For those of you who are new to YouTube, by the way, because I know this was a concern of mine when I first subscribed to a channel, I was thinking that somehow I was going to get locked into something, or I'd have to start paying for things that I didn't really want. But that's not the case at all. It literally just means that if you press subscribe and then click the notification bell, it means that every time I make a video, you'll be notified of it. So the love readings, by the way, will be out hopefully next week, as long as my voice doesn't go completely. It's been very croaky today. So yeah, do bear with me. But oops. Okay, I'm going to keep that. They wanted me to keep that. Let's get started. I think that's Spirit's way of telling me to stop talking. Okay, so here we go. Let's see, Libra. We're looking at October. Oh, and they're asking the question, why? Interesting. I'm going to start with that one. So, we have why. Let's get the other cards out and then we'll see what's happening. Fork in the road. Okay. Gosh, Spirit is on top of this today. Message in a bottle. Okay. Okay, what else please, Spirit? What else for Libra for the month of October, for their work and career? Whoop. Crazy shuffling. Clean it up. A change in the wind. We've got some very powerful cards here, Libra. Very powerful cards. Do we have another one, Spirit, please? Would help if I didn't keep dropping them. No place like home, and they want me to take this. Do you know, this never-ending story card is coming up in a lot of the readings at the moment. And it feels like sort of cycles are ending, you know? But let's get on to that in a moment. Yeah, I don't want to go all pensive on you. I do apologise for the doors slamming in the background. It's a very windy day here and it seems to be whipping a lot of doors and windows about. Anyway, right, let's get into this, Libra. So we have the question why for the month of October. It looks like you're going to be questioning maybe decisions that are being made, maybe the actions of people around you during the month of October. This is where your work is concerned. You know, there may be that sort of you feel a bit confused by some of the decisions that are around you. And, you know, I don't know, you're just sort of feeling perplexed, really. That is the word, confused, perplexed, whatever spin on that word you want to use, really. That's the energy I'm getting from this card, you know? Very often when this card comes out, I talk about sort of needing to look at the bigger picture, that you're questioning the whole of your sort of environment, you know, whatever environment we're focusing on. But this just feels like this is to do with people around you. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some form of community card or something coming out when we do the clarifiers, because this kind of just feels that you're questioning, you know, sort of the direction you're going in or the actions of people around you, you know, and you're not feeling sort of totally at peace with it, really. Doesn't feel like anything dramatic, but it's just something that's a bit thought-provoking for you. It may be that if you've been applying for jobs, Libra, you know, if you're not employed at the moment or you're trying to change jobs, it may well be that, you know, maybe you're not getting the responses you're expecting from your job applications. And again, you're questioning why. What is this all about? There's definitely a curious energy around you during the month of October. And there's certainly decisions, because look, we have the fork in the road card. So, you know, it may be that you're at a bit of a crossroads. It may be that you are trying to make a decision over, maybe you've had two offers on the table, you're trying to decide between them, or maybe because you're not getting the responses you want from questions you've asked or applications, for example, you've put in. Maybe you're thinking, look, I'm at a crossroads here. I've got to make a serious decision on which way I want this to go. So, you know, it may well be that. The other thing that is coming in with this card is the feeling that things may not go in the direction you're expecting. So because it's with this Y energy, it kind of feels like you were expecting a work project or your job role to be working in a certain way, or to be heading in a certain direction. And it may be that there's people around you that have diverted it down a different path, if you know what I mean. So it may not be sort of heading in the direction you thought it was, and that's causing you some confusion. So hence the reason we've got a fork in the road. You know, you've been diverted off the normal sort of route forward. You're having to maybe do things in a different way that you weren't anticipating. Certainly if you don't feel that, if you're not feeling that energy in early October, then you're certainly going to have some sort of message coming in regarding this issue, because here we have the message in the bottle. There is a telephone in here. It almost feels like something's being reborn. We have the stork here, and is it a stork or is it a pelican? I'm not very good with birds, but I always think of it as a stork, because there's something about this that makes me feel, and this came up the other day in a reading, that it's in this card, it feels like this message is bringing in something new. And I'm feeling it again in this context. It feels like there's some new information coming in that will explain why things aren't going in the way you thought they would. Now, you know, obviously we've all been going through changes, as I've been saying in a few readings over the past few months. We've been going through some changes because of the whole pandemic thing. And it may well be that the company you're working with or the company you're applying to are having to change their focus, maybe to bring in more business, or, you know, they're having to change the way, for example, they may be asking you to work at home more often, and you hadn't expected that because you thought you were going back into your workplace, and that's why it's diverted off your normal path. But you will be communicated with about this. You know, you may feel curious about it and a bit confused, but you are going to be communicated with about it. It is going to be made clear. And it is something to do with making things more straightforward. You know, the Clean It Up card is very much about getting affairs in order. Okay, so it's very much about dealing with the everyday things in order for things to progress. So, you know, when this message comes in, it may be to do with the fact that, you know, they will give you the detail of why they've had to work in this particular fashion, because, you know, it kind of feels that the old way of working isn't going to be anymore. So there's definite changes here within a workplace. Equally, if you've been waiting for the response from the job and you're not getting these responses, you may well hear some information during the month of October that explains why, and it will be to do with streamlining. Spirit have just said the word streamlining to me, so it will be to do with streamlining some form of job or organisation. We've just said that, you know, there are going to be changes, so it's no surprise that we've got the change in the wind card. Okay, you know, there's definitely changes afoot here for you, Libra. You're definitely going to be working in an environment that is different to the one that you were working before. I don't necessarily mean that you're going to be changing jobs, unless that is something with your free will you have chosen to do. But the way that you're going to be working is not going to be the way you used to be working. There's a definite change in the way forward. Definitely. So Interesting that I mentioned working at home, actually, because it may be a reality for some of you, and I know that is a general thing at the moment. That's going on a lot, sort of across the world. People are being asked to work from home more to stop the spread of the virus. But, you know, for you, you may feel a bit sort of uncertain. Sometimes I feel that this card is about bringing the spirit home and actually feeling fulfilled. But it feels uncertain to me in this reading. So I think this is just, it doesn't mean that you're going to be in a rocky position by any means, but it just feels like you're going to feel a little bit uncertain. That is the energy I'm picking up from this card, you know. You're going to feel, it's a strange thing this, because while I'm saying you're feeling a little uncertain, I'm also feeling, when you look at the bright light within this house, it feels like you're going to be feeling secure. So I think you're going to be secure with your actual job, or, you know, an offer if one comes your way. You'll be feeling secure with it. But because you're having to do things in a different way, you're having to learn new skills or new approaches, it may make you feel just a little bit uncertain is the word. I'm not even going to say unsettled, because you're not going to feel unsettled. You're going to feel quite sort of stable within your little environment, but it's actually just making you feel a little bit uncertain while you learn how the company wants you to do things, or maybe if it's your own business, you're having to look at different ways you can do things, and that's making you feel a little bit uncertain at the moment. It's not going to last forever. It is not going to last forever. Now, as I said to you earlier, this card is coming up in a lot of readings at the moment, and it feels like the ends of cycles. But when it's been in other readings, I've talked about an ongoing issue that has played on people's minds, etc., etc. I'm not seeing that for you, Libra. What I'm seeing is, because we have this card which I picked up the uncertain energy from, it feels like you're worried that life will never be the same. But Spirit is saying it will be. You know, you may think it's a never-ending story, but actually it may be slightly different, but it will become your new normal, you know, and things eventually will be resolved. Let me put this here so you can see it more clearly. So things eventually will be resolved, you know, the pandemic won't be here forever. It's just pretty impossible for that to be the case, isn't it? Hopefully. No, you know what I mean. So, you know, there is always change with these things. So they're saying you may feel like it's never ending, and it may be, look at her sort of, she's got her head in her hands and sort of thinking, oh no, you know, really? But it's not always going to be like that. At the moment, you may be fed up with having to constantly make adjustments to your environment in order to meet the needs of circumstances at the moment, but it's not always going to be like that. Right, let's get some clarifiers out. So Spirit for Libra, please. Why do we have the card Y? Why do we have Y? Yeah, we have reach out. So, you know, as I said, if it seems like decisions are being made around you, Libra, that you're confused by, and all you want to do is reach out to somebody and say, explain this to me. Just explain it, because I don't get it. Why are we doing this, you know? So that is your feeling at the moment. Let's see what else. Why do we have... My shuffling is terrible this afternoon. I'm dropping everything. Why do we have fork in the road, please? Why do we have fork in the road? Do you want me to take that, Spirit, yeah? Okay. So, yeah. They're saying, look, whichever direction these decisions take you in, Libra, you know, don't be afraid to go out and be who you are. Don't be afraid to go out and do your best in any situation, to spread your light and to say, do you know what, it may be different, but we can get through this. Because they're saying a positive attitude is going to carry you a lot further forward than trying to resist the changes that are ahead of you. So, you know, they're just saying, go out and be you, Libra, you know, spread that light and just sort of go with the flow, really. And what is this message about, please? What's the message in the bottle for Libra? What is the message in the bottle, Spirit? I know you've tried to give me that one twice, I know. Thank you. Detox, yeah. So any sort of confusion you have in your system at the moment will be cleared, okay? Because this message will give you the information that you've been waiting for. So when you wanted to reach out to people and you were saying, what is this all about? You know, tell me, I want information. They're going to give you the information. It'll all be explained to you. And you'll feel a lot clearer about things, you know, you all that sort of confusion will dissipate because, and it will be like a detox, which is why they've given us this card. So you are going to know why. And it's nothing major, it's nothing, I don't pick up any, I'm really not picking up any like major job losses or anything like that at all, because as I say, here, in this little house here, there's a feeling of real tight security. So it feels like there's a job security for you, but you've just got a bit of uncertainty about how the job is being, you know, carried out at the moment. So why do we have clean it up for Libra, please? Why do we have clean it up for Libra, please? Why do we have clean it up, Spirit, please? Thank you. Yeah, they are going to, they want you to go with the flow because, like I said, they're going to give you this message about why these changes are happening around your work. If you've applied for jobs, remember, what I said earlier was, you know, they are going to be, you're going to learn some information, or you may hear directly from the people you're applying to as to why they haven't progressed your application. And it doesn't feel like that's anything to do with you, Libra. It feels like it's to do with where certain organizations are at the moment, and sort of changes they're going through, so they're not settled enough to offer, you know, or to be creative at the moment. So, you know, they're asking you to, or at least you will be finding that your environment will be different. They will have cleaned things up, as it said. They will be more streamlined, and they want you to just go with the flow. They want you to, you know, again, not be resistant to these. They want you to just laugh, just to just accept it, really, and go with it, because that's the way it will have to be. And you'll certainly know about this by October. So what is this change, please? Why do we have a change in the wind? Yeah, this is interesting because they've given us connect with your soul family regarding the change. And this feels more like, rather than it being again about you as an individual, Libra, it feels more like your people who are making decisions around your workplace. And if it's your business, this may well be you. But this feels more like aligning the work to its true purpose. And again, it comes back to this word streamlining, which Spirit said earlier, you know. So they're saying connect with your soul family. But it just kind of feels like they are, you know, really paring things down to actually get through this period of change, but to be more aligned with what they want to do. So if in the past your workplace has sort of gone off on lots of little spurs of added extras to bring extra funds in, for example, it may well be that they're having to stop the added extras at the moment. You know, like if you work in hospitality, for example, they may have to streamline, I don't know, maybe they gave gosh, you know, my head's going blank. Maybe they gave sort of like, I don't know, little boxes of chocolates to guests, or you know, just extras. You know, they were all running through my head a minute ago, and the minute I tried to say it, they're all gone. But, you know, it kind of feels like they're having to streamline services. So, you know, they may have done special deliveries with special items that cost a lot to produce, for example, if you're in a restaurant business, for example. But now they're having to pare that back down to a more basic menu. So it's really connecting with the sole purpose of their business rather than doing the extras. Gosh, that took a long time to get to, didn't it? Sometimes I go off at a complete tangent too. But you know what I mean. So why do we have no place like home for Libra, please? Yeah, they're saying, look, if you're feeling a bit uncertain, just be kind to yourself, Libra. You know, just be positive about the changes. You know, obviously this says speak with love, but they're talking about if you're feeling a bit uncertain, just be kind to yourself and say, okay, I don't like these changes very much at the moment, but we'll get there. It'll be okay. We know that it's not going to last forever, as I fear. So, you know, let me reassure myself and let me be kind to myself, because actually this time will pass. Okay, so let's see what they're saying about never-ending story, please. Yeah, I mean, interestingly, I dropped those cards and I didn't pick it up, but the card that showed at the top was this one. So what was I saying about just being kind to yourself, you know, and knowing it's not going to last forever? And then they showed me this. Take a breather. Let's put that there. And that's about just, you know, as I say, looking after yourself while you're going through changes, or while your workplace is going through changes, because I really don't think it's about you individually. I think it's about the people you're dealing with. Yeah, look, they're saying just be courageous, Libra, you know. And if you're applying for jobs, just go ahead and be courageous and apply for others, you know. But apply for things that you feel passionate about. Because, you know, this isn't a never-ending situation. You know, we're not going to be sitting with our head in our hands saying, oh, my goodness, when is this ever going to end? We're not going to be doing that forever. Everything has an end. So, you know, be courageous. Forge ahead with what you want to do. But, you know, you're just going to be required during October to work within the parameters of the people that you are working with, you know. So if you have your own business, it may well be that, you know, some of your suppliers can't supply the things that you used to use to put in those added extras or whatever. So you're going to have to streamline a little bit to fit with the way things are for everyone at the moment. Right, I'm going to move that to here, and I'm going to just get some next steps with the tarot. So, Spirit, thank you for giving us the themes for Libra for October. Thank you for that. Can you please tell us what are the actual next steps for Libra? Yeah, you know, don't Libra, what they don't want is for you to be crying over the past, you know. They want you to just laugh at these changes. They want you to just get everything in order and to adapt to the changes as quickly as you can, because it's not going to help. You're going to miss good things if you focus on what's gone in the past. You see, this person here is crying over the spilt wine, when in actual fact there's a whole bottle of wine behind her with 2 more goblets. So she may have lost 3 goblets of wine, but she still has 2 on the table. And this is what we're talking about in terms of the streamlining here. So they're saying don't dwell on the past and feel, you know, oh, I can't be doing these changes. I don't like the way we're working. I like the way we used to work. Because in actual fact, the way you used to work isn't possible anymore. You know, they're saying that we have to make these changes for this business to survive. So what else for Libra, please? What else for Libra? Yeah, it's time to put down these burdens, Libra. You know, you may have been under a pressure for a long time. You may have had a lot of uncertainty about what's going to happen with your work. But the feeling is that, you know, you are going to be secure in your job, but things are going to be different, as I said before, you know. And, you know, for those of you that aren't employed at the moment and are still searching for employment, they're saying to you, you know, if you had a job before and it's a job that you lost for whatever reason, please stop looking at the past, you know, please, because you're causing yourself extra burdens, you know, and especially if you lost the job and you didn't want to lose it, but, you know, because of all that's happened in the world, many people have lost their jobs. please don't sit in this energy, Spirit is saying, because you'll keep yourself stuck and you're creating yourself more burdens, because you know, the more you think about what you've lost, the less able you are to move forward. Can we have a couple more, please, Spirit? Do you have more messages for Libra? More messages for Libra, please. Yeah, look, they said there's going to be cause for celebration, Libra. So I think once the, I want to say adaption. Adaption? Is that a word? Adaption. Adaption. Anyway, I don't know. But once you have all adapted within your workplace to working in a new way, there will be cause for celebration, because I get the feeling that work is going to pick up again. You know, there are going to be new opportunities. There is going to be expansion. You know, that is the feeling. But at the moment, they're trying to draw it all in to stabilise it. So, you know, don't think that you're going to be carrying these burdens forever. And if you've applied for jobs, you know, be happy to put down your burdens, because there is going to be cause for celebration. It's coming, Libra. Right, let me do one more, please. Thank you. Yeah, and you're going to love it. You know, the way things are going to work out, this is the beginning of something that you love. This is, you know, something where you feel secure, you feel nurtured. And as we said in the No Place Like Home card, you know, there is a feeling of security here, even if there's a bit of uncertainty with it. There's a feeling of security, and you're going to feel nurtured. You're going to feel safe. You're going to feel secure. You're going to feel, you know, that you love what you're doing. It's the beginning of something that you really enjoy. I do appreciate there are voices going on and banging doors in the background. I do apologise, but I'm still at my parents' elderly care facility, or my dad's elderly care facility, while I sort out all his belongings, etc. Because as those of you who've been with the channel for a while know, my father passed away literally about 3 weeks ago. So I'm trying to stay focused and work from his place in between trying to sort everything out. So, yeah, that's that really. Right, I'm going to pull a couple of Moonology cards in the hope that there isn't any more background noise. So what do we have for Libra, please, as the general theme or the last piece of advice for you for October, Spirit? For Libra, please. Okay, so we have your commitment is being tested. So, you know, regarding your work, they're going to want to see whether or not you can adapt to these changes, Libra. So be open to it. Go with the flow. Smile, you know, because they are testing how committed you are to this role and whether you're willing to work with them to take it forward. And they said, look, the answers you need are coming. And we know that because we know this message is coming. And it's going to be clarified for you. So there's no need to be concerned about that. It's just a time of change for you, Libra, in October. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because things are getting a bit noisy in the background. I hope you've enjoyed the reading. If you do, I really do appreciate the likes. I really do appreciate you joining our little community. So please remember to subscribe and click on the notification bell. The love reading should be out next week. Fingers crossed. As I say, I've got a lot to sort out at the moment, but I'm doing my best to keep on top of the readings. So, and if anybody wants to book a private reading, all the details are in the description box below. And yeah, thank you for joining me, Libra, and have a beautiful end of September and October. Take care. Bye.